Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm I. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please think about hitting that sub button for me. Today I got a classic album review of the Notorious B.I.G, aka Biggie Smalls, aka Big Poppa, aka the Microphone Murderer, Mass Mayhem Maker's debut studio album, Ready to Die. Biggie began working on Ready to Die when he was around 21, 22 years old. This was around 93, 94. And he had gotten half of the album done, but after Puffy, who initially signed him, had gotten fired from Uptown Records, the release of the album and Biggie's future was not looking too good. During that time of uncertainty, Biggie went back to doing what he did best, which was slinging crack rock, and before long, Puffy's bounce back game had proven strong because he came back with a new label we all know today as Bad Boy, and everything was all set for Biggie to finish Ready to Die. The album, released on September 13th, 1994, went gold instantly, and in 1995 was certified double platinum. The album cover to Ready to Die is one of the most unique covers I've ever seen, and for the longest time I thought Biggie himself was the kid on the cover, but it was actually this baby model named Keith Roy Yearwood. When you listen to this album, the main feeling you get from B.I.G is freedom. Like thank you God, I'm not on the block no more getting in trouble. I'm not out here hungry with no real options, and now that I'm here in this new position, I'm putting everybody on. On songs like Things Done Changed and Machine Gun Funk, Biggie talks about how when he was coming up, the kids used to play outside, the kids used to throw hands and just, just be kids. Now the kids are out here killing people. He's very thankful to the rap game because it's a million times better than always being paranoid. Speaking of paranoia and keeping your ear to the streets, the song Warning dealt with Biggie getting word that there was some people out there trying to stick him for his paper. As simple as that. We all know that Biggie was one of the greatest of all time, but in my opinion, I think one of his greatest attributes as an MC was his storytelling ability. Even if you've never seen the Warning video, you can just run through the whole scenario in your mind as you listen to the audio. It's like he's painting a picture for you, you feel me? My favorite song on this album is a really tough one for me because it's a classic album and almost every song on here is so dope. But I love Who Shot Ya. I love the Ready to Die song. I love One More Chance. I love The What featuring Method Man, who is the only other rapper featured on this album, by the way. But I gotta go with Respect, Have mercy, mercy, mercy. I just love that shit. On the song Respect, Biggie talks about the 3 stages of his life, from fighting to come out of the womb, being around a dangerous crowd coming up, and now dealing with fame. He had one of the coldest lines in Respect when he said, "Umbilical cords wrapped around my neck. I'm seeing my death and I ain't even took my first step. I made it out, I'm bringing mad joy. The doctor looked and said he's gonna be a bad boy." I love that shit, man. So back in my middle school days, when I was first doing my history on this classic album, I had no idea about what was going to happen when I got to the interlude and on the end of Respect. I had no idea that there was going to be audio of Biggie and bitches, and getting some Einstein. So I'm at home listening to this album and all of a sudden I hear all the sex and and I'm tripping, I'm in the living room on the computer and my mom is cooking in the kitchen and she's hearing this too and thinks I'm over here watching some sex, I almost got my ass whooped too, now that I think about it. So if you've never listened to this album before, make sure you get you some earphones so my story don't happen to you, you feel me? 2 of the 3 singles on this album, Big Poppa and Juicy, take on a softer tone and aren't so hardcore, so all the ladies out there are definitely gonna rock with that. The majority of this album was produced by Easy Mo and the Hitman, and I really love the production because you get a lot of that typical East Coast boom bap going on, and you also have those funky, smooth, slow jam productions going on, which is all good for me. The name Ready to Die was probably the only thing I hated about this album. What was up with all of Biggie's albums having to do with death somehow? I know that the title Ready to Die meant that he was trying to bury his old life of struggling and a life of crime, but regardless of what the meaning meant, that title just always jumps out at you, you feel me? As a Christian, we learn about the power of the tongue. We learn that what we profess verbally, whether good or bad, could sometimes become a reality if we are not careful, so we definitely gotta be mindful of that. You also have on the Suicidal Thoughts song produced by Lord Finesse, which had this eerie feeling of death looming through the whole beat, which sounded really dope, but it's almost I looked at it like the song was foreshadowing Biggie ultimately dying by the gun, which I wish never happened. Getting taken away at 24 years old is beyond crazy to think about. I'm 23 years old myself. Like, no parent should ever have to bury their child. That's just too much right there, man. But as a true hip-hop head, B.I.G's legacy will always live on, and he'll never be forgotten. But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Get in the comment section and let me know your overall thoughts on this classic album. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at I'm Hurrikane Isaac 95. I'm Ghost, y'all. Peace.